Hello and welcome to the Adam Ferns Archives. I am of course Adam and this is Battle of the Beasts All Generation episode number 127. Why is there so many battles? But this is the 11th battle of round 3. I had to think about that one. And I've got two beasts fighting out for a spot in round 4. And this is an interesting matchup because we not only have the last beast standing of a series, but we also have the 9th special fighting in this round, meaning after this we'll have one more special to fight in this round. And this special fight, well, this fight for this special is the one that I've been looking forward to. So with that, let's introduce the beast. Representing series 5, the Shade of Death. Book number 2, we have Hawkite, the Arrow of the Air. Well, Arrow of the Air, yeah. Hawkite, Arrow of the Air. Butchered the intro. Sorry, Hawkite. Please forgive. Hawkite is the last beast standing of Series 5, with Tremor actually dying earlier this round. Crab, Rock, Coldo, and Amixus. Most of them died in round 1. I think Crab died in round 2. Not entirely sure, but yeah, like Hawkite's the last beast standing. I'm not going to argue. She's violent. In the old generation tournament, she was the most violent beast there was. In this tournament, she's not the most violent beast, but she is still one of the most violent beasts. She is deadly, and she will kill you, overkill you, and her opponents. Representing the growing number of specials, which I think does need to go down, but only went down by 1 so far this round. Out of 10, we now have 9 specials left, and 7 of them are through. Will it be 8? Well, we'll find out. But this beast is, of course, Jakara, the Ghost Warrior. This beast, I know who she killed. It was Drogon in round 1 and Magor in round 2. Now, what I will say is that I remember talking to Lucas the other day about this matchup because it's a beast from his favourite series versus his favourite beast full stop fighting each other. And I thought he would be excited for it, and I think he is. The battle will be at Hawkite's homeland. Well, sorry, farmland. The Gruldorian Farms. And my image of it kind of has, like, you know, a barn, those farm-like windmills, fence posts, just plains, like fields. May not seem like much, but trust me, I know where I'm going with this, okay? And I did have Lucas ask me what the abilities of these beasts were, and I did tell him, except for one, which I will tell you when I get to the stats. And and I'm not insulting him in any way, but it is adorable to see Lucas try and guess how one beast is going to win, when I already know how one beast is going to win. And if this beast does win, he gets an addition. No, this beast, sorry, they're both she's, so she will get an additional ability on top of that if she wins. First, they need to fight each other. So without any further delay and without confusing myself with the riddles I'm talking in, we're going to talk about Hawkite, Arrow of the Air. So, Hawkite is an immense fiery bird with glowing red eyes and razor-sharp talons. She's an agile flyer and can outmaneuver anyone who tries to attack Gwildor. Hawkite protects the land and its people. Age 457, power 211, magic level 159, fright factor 89, size 260. Powers and abilities: air manipulation, flight, hypnosis. Hawkite can hypnotize enemies and prey into staying still, so she can attack them if they look into her eyes. Natural weaponry, enhanced durability, and enhanced agility. Weaknesses are enchantment, which I don't think Jakara has. Now, Going on to Jakara. Jakara is perhaps the most tragic beast Tom has encountered. She's a hideous and magical fusion of the ghost beast Jakara and Kara, a former mistress of the beasts. When Adaro set off on his own quest to find Kara, Tom followed. He was faced with the task of finding a way to free the good warrior from the awful fate of being bound to an evil beast forever. Age 60, power 296, magic level 185, fright factor 89, and size 55. Fun fact about Jakara, Jakara is actually the smallest of all the beasts. And I would say it's the definition of the word, just because you're bigger, you ain't gonna win. So size doesn't always matter in this one. So I'm aware she did lose in the Special Generation tournament, still being the smallest beast. But she's in round 3. She's obviously fought very hard to get here. Can she go further? Well, let's see her abilities. Powers and abilities: weapon mastery, wind and water manipulation, only usable on Krykos though, so won't be able to use that. Mind manipulation, only usable on Krykos, so not going to be used. A non-physical body, that's the ghostly side. Enhanced strength and absorption. Jakara can possibly, and in this tournament she can, absorb others into her by putting her ghostly arm into their body. And what I've added on to that is that she can take some aspects of them to make herself stronger. So as I said, she killed Drogan in round 1. She got his Wolverine claws. And she killed Magor in round 2, which gave her an extra set of arms. Equipment is her silver axe and the golden armor. Weaknesses is the separation weakness. Jakara is split back into Jakara and Kara if her breastplate is removed, and Jakara will be dead. So with that is the stats, and the absorption was the ability I've never mentioned to Lucas for obvious reasons. Because Lucas, very obviously, from the conversation I had with him, did not remember that Jakara can absorb her opponents, and she did. So in the farmlands of Gwildor, we got Hawkite, the defender of the homeland, or farmland, fighting off against Jakara, the four-armed, Wolverine-clawed, axe-wielding maniac. More fit into the Ghost Warrior status that she has. So with that, let's get into this. As we open up onto the beautiful farmlands of Gwildor, we see Hawkite just circling around the area, making sure her civilians are safe and protected from any dangers that may occur. Meanwhile, from the beaches of Gwildor, Jakara finally makes it onto the land of Gwildor. She knows exactly where she's going for the Kara side, being a former mistress of the beasts. Probably is familiar with Gwildor. Thank you, Lucas, for that idea, by the way. Jakara makes her way to the farmland, dragging her axe along the ground in a menacing tone, I guess. She scratches her axe along a rock, which causes an ear-piercing screech, which catches Hawkite's attention. She turns her head everywhere to try and find this threat to Gwildor, and she spots Jakara. Jakara sees Hawkite and doesn't do anything. Hawkite flaps her wings to create a strong gust of wind to try and blow Jakara away. Jakara lifts up her axe and slams it into the ground as an anchor of sorts to hold her in place. While she's doing that, Hawkite soars down and goes to charge directly at Jakara to tackle her down. Jakara lifts up her axe and batters Hawkite away with one of her arms. She then charges towards Hawkite, lifts up her axe to bring it down on Hawkite's head. But Hawkite narrowly dodges that, grabs onto Jakara by the waist, and flies upwards, ready to drop. Hawkite squawks to Jakara, speaking to her, saying that you've entered the wrong realm here. I'm the last of Gwildor's defenders, and I'm not going to let you harm my people. She then flips and throws Jakara straight to the ground and follows suit, pushing her faster into the ground, where she impacts very quickly and deeply into the ground. Hawkite takes a step back, checking herself for any injuries. She doesn't have any. Jakara gets back up and just responds back saying, "You think you're just handling a simple ghost? You're wrong. I am more than just a ghost. I am. I haven't thought about this. I am gonna win this tournament, and you're not gonna get in my way. You're gonna help me." Hawkite, confused by this, summons up another gale of winds to push Jakara back. Jakara withstands it, with her axe being used as an anchor. Meanwhile, behind her, behind Jakara, barns and windmills are starting to shake violently. Jakara notices this and releases her grip off her axe and gets blown away towards the windmill and barn. Using all of her strength from Magraw's, when she absorbed Magral, she smashes the windmill, picks up the turbine of the windmill, and chucks it towards Hawkite with the strength that's able to counteract this wind. Hawkite is shocked and startled by this giant blade coming straight towards her, and she's able to dodge a bit of it, but it hits her in her tail feathers, her wing, and her talons as well. She squawks in pain as Jakara, using the leg armor that she has, charges up towards Hawkite, using the golden boots, jumps as high as she can, and using the strength given to her from Magro again, slams Hawkite's head downwards, pushing her into the ground with Jakara on top. Jakara, pinning Hawkite, uses her Wolverine claws and stabs Hawkite in the neck with the claws sticking out the other side. Hawkite screeches in pain, and what Jakara does is that she uses her other Wolverine claws and slices at Hawkite's neck, slicing out her vocal cords, where the screech just fades away into just gasps for breath. Jakara says to Hawkite, now says to Hawkite, "You are nothing, and now there's no defender of Gwildor. When I'm done with this tournament, Gwildor's next on my list, and you're going to be helping me." She then changes one of her arms into a ghostly arm and sticks it into Hawkite's chest, as Hawkite looks at her body and just sees it shrinking into itself, almost like she's been absorbed by Jakara. She feels herself going into this ghostly form of Jakara. Unable to screech or fight back, Hawkite had no choice but to accept her fate. And as she disappears, Jakara is the only one left in this crater, which was made by Hawkite's slam into the ground. Jakara suddenly bucks down onto her knees, feeling a sharp pain coming from her back. Almost like something's trying to get out of her, like Hawkite's trying to fight back. But Jakara knows nothing's fighting back. As she takes the pain, she feels like sharp... I don't know how to describe this. She feels something burst out of her back. And as she turns to look at her back, she sees that she now has these beautiful red, fiery looking wings. Jakara, admiring her wings, gives the sinister smile that she's well known for and takes off into the sky on her newly formed wings and makes her way back to the combat arena, ready for round 4. So that Jakara's won, Hawkite's lost, and Series 5 is eliminated from the tournament. You think Hawkite should have won? Please comment below why you think that. However, my words final, and Jakara's moving on to the next round. Being honest when I say this fight I've been looking forward to, because I may have had a long break from this tournament, but I never forgot what Jakara can do. Jakara is one of the biggest threats of this tournament, which the beasts are aware of. But how are they going to beat them? It just depends on who Jakara gets paired up with. It will decide on whether Jakara gets a new ability or the threat dies. Honestly, if there's going to be one fight which I'd love to see Jakara do, it's going to be against Ferric. Because I'd have no idea who would win. But with that, Jakara's won, Hawkite's lost. I already said that part. But with that being said, that's all for this time. If you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, press the notification bell down in the corner below. And I'll see you next time.